I know you guys wanted a video on this collection from Estee Lauder, and even though there's a new collection now curated by Frederic Malle for Estee Lauder, going back in time to 2021 when these 9 fragrances were launched, it's simply called Estee Lauder Luxury Collection. We're going to talk about them coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've got Joe here. We're going to break down the Estee Lauder Luxury Collection fragrances that launched in 2021. They're very simplistic fragrances, aren't they?
They are. They were very light.
They're very light.
But not that they're bad. They're just very, they're mass, for sure.
Mass appealing, niche-y kind of fragrances.
Yeah.
These are selling at places like Macy's, but I bought these all discounted. So suggested retail for the 100 mLs are $200. These were all purchased around $80 to $110 each. So they're available online. You can search for them and find them. But if you buy them at Macy's, most likely you're not going to get a discount unless they're having a promotion. And Macy's usually does 15% off. But if there's one that sounds great to you, go ahead and do a search on Google to find a discounted version of it. I think you can do that. But we're going to start up in alphabetical order. Blushing Sands.
Blushing Sands.
It's a woody vetiver fragrance created by Clement Gavarry. This one right here. What do you guys think of these bottles? Do they look feminine to you? Are they unisex?
Maybe a little bit feminine.
Do you think they're a little feminine?
I think so.
But this is a fragrance created by Clement Gavarry. It's vetiver Haiti, pink pepper, musk accord. So basically all the fragrances, they only list 3 notes for each, a top and a heart and a base. We've got vetiver, pink pepper, and musk accord. Thoughts?
This is a good vetiver fragrance. And again, it does wear a little bit lighter, but it kind of is good in the sense that it combines a lot of the different tonalities of vetiver. It has a bit of the smokiness. It has the earthiness.
Spiciness.
The spiciness and like a bit of that greenness as well. So I like how they were able to incorporate all of that into one fragrance because it's a very well-rounded vetiver fragrance in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job.
I think he did a good job on this one, and this one definitely does lean more masculine than some of the other fragrances.
Yeah.
Very musky also, aromatic, spicy. There's a bit of grassiness in there as well from the vetiver, even though it's a woody note. We've got that kind of grassy, woody characteristic of the vetiver. I think that's very nicely done.
It is really nicely done. It's pretty straightforward vetiver too.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
One of the things I used to like to do is wear vetiver when it's raining, because if for some reason it gets damp and it kind of comes alive in the wet.
I can see that.
So this one, after smelling it again, I think I'm going to do that next time because we've got some rain happening here in San Francisco.
Oh, we do. We both got caught in rain today, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we did. So next up, we've got Desert Eden. I think one of the highlights from this house, a fragrance created by Flipo. This one to me does remind me a little bit of Udispahan from the house of Dior. But once again, these fragrances are made in a way that there's an airy quality about them. Nothing is super dense.
Yeah.
This is considered a woody floral fragrance created by Flipo. It's sandalwood, Turkish rose, Olibanum. There's definitely a Middle Eastern thing happening with this one. Maybe a bit of oudiness in there as well.
Yeah.
But the rose in here is just really gorgeous.
Yeah. Whereas with Blushing Sands, I feel like the notes listed definitely kind of described what was going on in the fragrance. This one, I feel like there might be a few other things going on in the background. However, I think it's a really, really good rose fragrance. Definitely going into that Middle Eastern direction, like Sebastian said. But the rose is beautiful in this.
Yeah, the rose is really beautiful in this.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely one of the standouts in this house, or in this collection, I should say. Also, if you get the names, they're all kind of going into a Middle Eastern, sand, desert kind of themes. So...
Dream Dusk.
Yeah.
That kind of sounds like that, right?
They're all named after appealing to a Middle Eastern clientele, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Estee Lauder's going in that direction.
Well,
possibly.
Maybe they're not, because I think these are kind of not very hyped. Nobody's talking about them. And then now that they've come out with the new Frederic Malle luxury collection.
True.
What's going to happen with these?
Who knows? Hey, we're talking about them.
Next up, we've got Dream Dusk. This one right here. This is a floral marine fragrance created by Jean-Marc Chaillan. Cherry blossom, blackcurrant buds, and geranium. Let me tell you something, guys. If you haven't heard me say it already, I hate cherry blossom in fragrances. I don't know why.
Doesn't do it for you?
No.
You know, that's something that I disagree. I kind of like cherry blossom in some
boring.
fragrances.
This is extremely boring.
It smells very
girly.
Girly, and
not that there's anything wrong with girly.
It smells like perfume. You know,
Well, what's perfume? We're wearing perfume all the time.
No, I know, but like what I think like what a normal non-perfume wearing person would think perfume smells like, I feel like would smell like this. It's just fragrant and floral and fresh.
I don't know, but off the Estee Lauder website, it says floral marine fragrance. Where the heck is the marine notes? I'm not getting marine.
Nor am I.
The notes are cherry blossom, blackcurrant buds, and geranium. So it's aromatic. It's very fresh. It's floral. It's spring-like. Fruity, maybe a little bit.
Tiny bit fruity.
But I don't really get much of the cherry fruit from the cherry blossom. It's more of like any other blossoms out there, like plum blossoms, almond blossoms.
Yeah.
It's just a very floral, boring fragrance to me.
Going back to the marine thing, usually I pick up the marine notes and fragrances.
I'm
really
not picking
quickly.
up marine as that.
I do not get the whole marine.
So Estee Lauder, correct your
description of this one.
Of this fragrance.
And also Dream Dusk. You don't really think of in the Middle East. You don't really think of water necessarily.
And I also don't think of cherry blossom in the Middle East either.
No, nor do I. So.
I think of Japan when I'm thinking of cherry blossom.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and you can speak about that now. You've been there. So
yes,
I don't know.
I haven't been there during the cherry blossom blooms.
Yeah, but you've been to Japan though.
I've been to Japan
more than a lot of people could say. I don't know that one.
That one's boring.
Yeah, fell short.
It's
felt
really boring for me
for sure.
And the next one, created by Dominique Ropion, it's called Infinite Sky.
This was a bit more interesting.
Amber spicy fragrance. Created by Dominique Ropion, Sichuan pepper, Madagascar vanilla, Leatherwood. Now, we have heard online that people think this reminds them of Baby Cat. Mm-hmm. I don't get that.
I get it very...
way in the back.
Very, very distantly. And I think why some people might be associating it with Baby Cat, for one, same perfumer, Dominique Ropion. For two, Baby Cat, vanilla. It's vanilla and incense can go a little bit peppery. So the Sichuan pepper might be fooling some people.
Yeah.
Fooling them into like an incensey direction. I don't necessarily get incense from this though. I get more pepper. Yeah. I don't really get that smoky resinous aspect that incense holds. But
you also think Sichuan pepper is known for having a lemony tinge. So I get that. It's a bit sour here.
Yeah, I do get that as well. That's interesting.
I like this one.
I didn't know that.
I like the first two better. I love his Vanagloria and Baby Cat. Mm-hmm. This one's okay.
Yeah, it's
better than
okay.
Dream Dusk.
Yeah, it is better than Dream Dusk for sure. And yeah, it's just, I think going from Dream Dusk to Infinite Sky, it definitely does make things a little bit more interesting for this house for sure.
Yeah, but I think the first two are definitely really solid. Blushing Sands and Dream Desert Eden are really great.
I agree with that for sure.
All right, next up in alphabetical order, fifth spot.
Fifth.
Yeah. We've got Oasis Dawn, created by Carlos Benayem, IFF perfumer. It's a fruity floral fragrance, Moroccan fig accord, orange flower absolute, and vetiver. This one, unfortunately, I don't see on the Estee Lauder website anymore.
No?
No. I don't know why it's gone, but I kind of like this one. It's fruity with the figs, and it's also got the woodiness from the vetiver. Mm-hmm. And of course, the orange flower has that kind of citrusy floral touch.
Yeah.
Once again, it's very fresh.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of depth with these fragrances. They seem a bit light.
Definitely something you could wear in the Middle Eastern heat.
You can.
Yeah, for sure.
You can do that, but I think the Middle Easterners like intense fragrances.
Yeah, no, seriously. They definitely are known for having the more bombastic ones, but
I like this one.
I love fig and fragrance, and the fig in this one is very nicely done. I think it's, again, very safe, but for being a fig fragrance, I think it's nice contrasted with the woody vetiver in there as well, kind of offering a bit of that green aspect too.
But do you get, it's more about the fruit. It's very fruity to me. I get that. Do you get the leaves as well?
I don't really get the fig milk or the fig leaves or anything like that. I definitely do get more of the fig fruit, like biting into a fig type of vibe. Which I'm a big fan of. I love figs.
Yeah,
so.
me too.
I'm all for it.
Cool. And then the next one, we are talking about Paradise Moon. This one right here. This is considered a leather floral fragrance created by Rodrigo Flores-Roux of Givaudan. Osmanthus Trilogy, Cistus Oil, Leather Accord. So this one, I have a love-hate relationship with Osmanthus. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. This one to me smells like a fruit roll-up. A leathery fruit roll-up.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever had the Middle Eastern fruit roll-ups, apricot fruit roll-ups?
I've had the little nougaty candies.
No, this is like a big like leather.
I haven't had that.
It's like wrapped together.
No.
And it has a leathery smell. To me, this smells just like that.
Interesting.
peachy, apricot-y, leathery.
Yeah. This one, it's an interesting contrast, I guess you could say, because the leather going against the osmanthus fruitiness is a little bit off-putting for me, and it's got that amberiness from the cistus as well. But yeah, the leather in there it's a little bit strange in my opinion.
Well, you know that osmanthus has a leathery.
It can go in a
It
little bit
can
of
go
a
leathery.
Yeah.
And I don't like the osmanthus leather.
No, I like it when it's paired up with stone fruits. That's
Yeah,
when I'm a huge fan of osmanthus. That's when I get down with it. In this case, though, it's a little bit not in
It's
my
fruit
liking.
leather. It's fruit leather.
Fruit leather for sure. It's fruity leather.
I'm sure you've eaten fruit leather.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I've had fruit leather in the past, but I have to try the Middle Eastern one.
It's good.
Yeah, is there a specific name or?
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tell me about that later.
Yeah.
Or if you guys know, drop it in the comments.
So the next one is my favorite of the collection. It's Radiant Mirage. This one right here. I've actually posted about this on Instagram and as a short here on YouTube. A fragrance created by Quinton Biche. It's a white floral woody fragrance. Jasmine, sambac, sandalwood, patchouli. And so recently I spoke about Karine by Karine Reutefeldt, another fragrance created by Dominique Ropion, which is also patchouli and white floral notes. This one to me is so good. I really, really love the way this fragrance came out. It does hint a little bit at Gris Dior, but without the rose, but more of a jasmine take on Gris Dior. But it's super fantastic. Love it.
I think this was a really well executed fragrance. And going back to that whole white floral patchouli combination, I've been taking a liking to that. I smelled Karine. Sebastian introduced me to Karine by Karine Reutefeldt, and I really took a liking to that one. And kind of in the similar playing field with this one, I'm a big fan of that combination. I think it's really good. It's not something you would expect necessarily because it's a clean white floral mixing with a dirty patchouli, but it really does contrast in a beautiful way.
Do you get the hint or reminder of Gris Dior? Are you familiar with that fragrance?
Yeah, I do get it a little bit, but like you said, the rose is stripped out for sure. I do pick it up. And same perfumer? Is that correct?
No. No, that one is Francois de Mache. This is Quinton Biche.
Because I know didn't they re-release Gris Dior? There was an original Gris Dior and then they re-released it.
No, that's New Look. New Look 1947 and New Look.
I'm talking nonsense right now, people.
No, it's okay. You're reminded of that. But this is not typically of Quinton Biche's style.
Yeah, usually it's fruity floral.
And we both enjoy a patchouli fragrance of his, Patchouli Magnetic from Maison Crivelli. This is nothing like that.
No, not at all.
This is very transparent once again.
Yeah.
But it does have good longevity. I've worn this quite a bit. The patchouli does linger on.
That's good.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because it's on that lighter side, and usually people worry about longevity with lighter fragrances, but apparently that one.
Yeah, lingering power. Whenever you hear patchouli or see it, it definitely has lingering power.
Clings on the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is Sensuous Stars.
There you go.
Fruity sheeper fragrance created by Amandine Clerc-Marie. I can't remember which firm she's with. Is it Firmenich? So maybe Estee Lauder reached out to different firms for these fragrances, and whoever came up with the best idea won the brief or whatever. I don't know about this one. It's powdery, fruity. Lavender really doesn't come out, but there's lavender in here as well. I like the plums in it.
The plums is good. The orris and lavender contrasting the plums, in my opinion, is like, it's give or take for me. I'm not crazy about it.
It kind of also reminds me of an Asian delicacy. I don't know why, with plums.
I get that.
I see that come up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm used to I've cooked sometimes in the past duck with plum sauce, and I know that a lot of Chinese cuisine contains plums, so I could definitely see why you get that. I get a bit of a soapiness. There's a little bit of a soapiness.
I think it's the lavender. Yeah,
for sure, soapy a little bit.
And if you guys haven't noticed, these bottles do have a little photo image of them with what the note or prominent note is supposed to be. There's plums on here.
Focus. There we go.
Do you see the plums?
Little plum. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. I like that. Oh, wait. There we go.
Anyway, Sensuous Stars.
Sensuous Stars.
It's okay. Not like the wowest fragrance.
Not uber crazy.
And last but not least, it's Tender Light. This is the first fragrance I bought from this collection. I found a discount for about $95. It was like $105 off. So
take advantage.
I like the way this fragrance is created, and I enjoy Shyamala Maison Douce fragrances. She's done a lot of Tom Ford fragrances. She works at Givaudan. So this is Chinese tea accord, bergamot, Florentine iris. It's very powdery, ethereal, airy, clean and musky.
I'm a fan. I will say that now.
Yeah, it's there's not a lot of substance with this fragrance, but I like its cleanness.
Mm-hmm.
This is for someone like my sister would love this. She's a nurse. She doesn't like really strong fragrances.
That'll be perfect.
And I think this will be perfect for her. The tea accord is very calming,
Mm-hmm.
soothing, and the powderiness adds that ethereal effect. Definitely very well worth it, I think.
I like tea fragrances, and this one doesn't disappoint to any degree for me. I think it's really well done. It's got a bit of a citrusy floralness from the bergamot as well. And then the Florentine iris also buffers a bit of that floral, powdery aspect. But I like it. It's clean.
It's clean.
And it's safe.
Very
and it's
clean and safe, yeah.
cozy, calming. It's not warm cozy, but it's a clean cozy. You know, you feel clean wearing this, and I'm a big fan. You could spray this on in hot weather, like we say, and you'll feel rejuvenated.
Very much, yeah. I think
Yeah.
a perfect hot weather fragrance for
Mhm.
when it's really hot and humid outside, because you need that kind of clean effect
For sure.
when you're really sweating bullets out there.
When you're sweating bullets, for sure.
So my favorite is Radiant Mirage, followed by Desert Eden, then Blushing Sands, and Tender Light. Those are my top 4.
Okay. I'll have Desert Eden at number 1. Then I'm going to have Tender Light at number 2. Then I'm going Infinite Sky at number 3 because I actually did enjoy that vanilla. And then I have Radiant Mirage at number 4.
Okay, Infinite Sky for me would be at number 5.
Hey, look at that. So we're not too far off.
Okay. And what would be at your number 5?
My number 5, I'd have to say Blushing Sands.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Blushing Sands, but it just didn't make it into the top 4 for me. But overall,
So what do you think of this collection? Do you think it's worth these folks that are watching to go check them out?
That I'll reiterate that perfume is very subjective. This is not my favorite collection that I've reviewed with Sebastian. What about you?
I like to have them here,
Yeah.
but am I pulling them? I think the one that I've pulled a lot is Tender Light and Radiant Mirage. Radiant Mirage is super, super sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's not very heavy, I love the way that fragrance wears on me.
Yeah. There's definitely a few standouts.
For sure. Yeah, check them out if you guys are interested. They're always discounted at the discounters. Get them around the half off, like 50% off. Then I think they'll be worth it. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you have any questions or comments on this luxury fragrance collection from Estee Lauder, put a comment down below. We'll see if we can answer. But other than that, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.